Are you looking for a new car that'll give you a genuine grand touring experience? Then the 2020 Kia Stinger 3.3-liter GT is for you. Dial in your drive with dynamic torque vectoring control and see what those 365 horses can do. This all-wheel drive 2020 Stinger comes loaded with all the latest in safety thanks to Kia's advanced driver assistance systems. Enjoy the most up-to-date media technology connecting seamlessly with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Whether on your daily commute or running it through the paces, the 3.3-liter Stinger GT with its V6 twin-turbo engine is a blast to drive. Come see for yourself at Arapahoe Kia, 9701 East Arapahoe Road, Centennial.
Semi-final bout to determine the final entrant into the King of Sparta finals to face your previous winner, Mr. Eric Adams. And once again, this is under kickboxing rules. Introducing first, fighting out the Dynamic Mortgage Concepts red corner, please welcome back our number 2 seed, Brandon Taylor.
All right, the number 2 seed, Brandon Taylor, who got here by way of dominant performance, coming up with a victory over Namir Singleton. We thought Namir Singleton won that first round, but Brandon Taylor came back very strong in rounds 2 and 3, JR.
Yes, I agree everything that you just said, and Mr. Taylor, representative DCO, MMA, every fight that he's in has a chance to show us exactly how tough he is, and I expect that to come out again here in the kickboxing rounds.
You look at fighters sometimes, and you look at body types. Singleton came in ripped, didn't look like he was in shape, may have been a result of a body shot by Taylor. Taylor, not your prototypical fighter's body, but certainly has the heart and the stamina to get things done.
Yeah, all you have to do is watch him go for about half a round, and you can tell he's been putting in his time in the gym.
And he's gonna need to, because his opponent in this one, been a wrestler since just a little tight.
Tight.
4-time RMAC Conference champion, All-American wrestler, but now it's about kickboxing.
And Mr. Taylor making his way up the cage steps.
And his opponent, fighting at the Larry H. Miller Chrysler Dodge Ram Fiat of Denver blue corner, our number 3 seed, Jacobi Jones.
Again, here's our RMAC champion at CSU Pueblo, All-American wrestler, and the one thing we heard from his punches was a thud. You could hear those punches when they land, and every one of them had some mustard on it.
Just great depth on his punches. They talk about punching through your target, not at your target. He's trying to put a hole through everything he punches at.
Absolutely. Worked a little harder in his fight, but again, a guy that's used to grinding, used to being in fights, 4-1 in MMA. If he's able to get through this, it'll be quite the challenge for Eric Adams.
Would set up the classic striker versus grappler matchup, no doubt.
Absolutely. You know when you're tough when your corner guys look tough too.
Yeah.
You know, and as you said, you rattled off names of previous Sparta. You got LT Nelson in there, who's been in Glory. I mean, you got excellent instruction, and that's why these fighters. And I got to say, Jared, we've seen the fighters listen to their corners a lot.
Yeah.
You got to love that out of amateurs.
And in the corner of Jones, former Bellator fighter.
Ladies and gentlemen, this King of Sparta semifinal bout is brought to you by Brandon Dodge. Let's meet our fighters first. Fighting out of the Dynamic Mortgage Concepts red corner, from Thornton, Colorado, representing DCO MMA, our number 2 seed, Brandon Gummy Bear Taylor.
Jared, if he wins, should I still
and his opponent
in the ring?
Across the cage, fighting at the Larry H. Miller Chrysler Dodge Ram Fiat of Denver blue corner, from Omaha, Nebraska, representing Jackson's MMA and Shingitai Slaughterhouse, the number 3 seed, Jacobi Big Toe Jones.
All right, gentlemen, it's the semifinals. We went over the rules earlier. I expect a clean, fair fight.
Taylor wearing the white gloves. Jones wearing the blue gloves.
The red corner's won every fight. Could this be the blue corner? We'll find out.
See if Jones is able to break the streak.
3 2-minute rounds. Cage is shut. We are ready to roll. A position in the finals is up for grabs. Here we go.
Both guys looking really fresh. Just a slip on the canvas there.
Jones looking to load up. Leg kick and a front snap kick. Both these fighters going to be busy in this one, JR.
Yeah, Taylor a little bit of a height and reach advantage. Let's see if he elects to try to work from the outside.
The speed factor going to Jones. You saw him step away from that kick. Nice leg kick coming up and then following with the punch.
Jones was able to get all the way to the back leg on that kick.
We saw earlier in this fight, starting a little bit slower was Brandon Taylor losing that first round. Both fighters here kind of feeling things out. Jones scoring with that overhand right.
Yeah, nice counter at the very end there. Both these guys just looking very technically precise this evening.
Yeah, looking for that opening. Roundhouse kick comes up. Jones blocks it. Jones putting the pressure on. Nice side kick by both fighters.
Taylor comes through with the right hand.
Nice counter.
Both these guys doing a good job mixing their punches and kicks here.
And sometimes you get to this final and you see fighters rely on one or the other, and I think both are using a combination, holding and hitting.
Jones, yep, Warren for trapping that. And
punching at the same time. Ooh, nice midsection kick by Jones.
That was something you heard.
Had some mustard on it. Then going to the back leg kick, and again, grabbing and punching. Knockdown. There's a slip, rule to slip, no knockdown. Taylor's trying to find that range with that front kick and unable to do so. First round's in the books.
Good showing by both fighters. Jones able to put his power on display multiple times. Landed some really telling shots.
Taylor had a couple of counters. Caught him once going backwards, but Jones able to get to that rear leg, as you pointed out, JR.
Taylor saying, hey, I'm in good enough shape. I don't need to sit on the stool between rounds.
And as we saw in his opening boxing match, started slow. He really came on in that second round. However, I think Jacobi Jones has a little more left in his tank.
See if that same strategy plays out of upping the intensity and pressure in the second round.
Second round, a lot of fights can be won in this middle round. You don't want to leave it all for that final round sometimes, JR. You want to score here.
Score lock. Here we go. Punch and kick.
Nice counter with the right hand by Jones. Coming over that overhand right, really seems bent on getting that overhand right. Taylor's relying on that front kick. Misses there. Jones with the delay coming in with that. Coming with that kick punch combination is Jones. Again, as you said, very technical in this fight. Both fighters very much in control.
Good job with their footwork. Both of them staying evasive. Both of them working the distance, circling. Haven't seen anybody pinned up against the cage at any point yet.
Taylor with a nice kick that landed to the ribs. Taylor's doing a good job avoiding those big shots. He took two there, an overhand right, then a jab.
Both these guys just super calm.
Yeah, very calm, very good look for fighters.
Good job splitting the guard there by Taylor.
Taylor with that jab, getting through.
Yeah, Taylor's finding a home for that jab. He's got the range down. He's just going right up the middle.
Jones caught him with that overhand right. Jones caught him there on the lower
Staggered.
mandible. And he thinks he has him in trouble, JR, and he might. He's got him up against the cage, and Jones getting his money's worth now, and this may be enough to turn this around.
Oh, and again, Jones finding a home for that right hand.
But Taylor comes back, and you see the ribs getting red by Jones.
Boy, and Taylor looks 100% collected.
Boy, Taylor's taking some shots, however. 10 seconds left in this round. Who's going to win this last 10 seconds and win this round?
Well, we talked about Taylor always having a chance to show off his toughness. Boy, he did so again right there because Jones had him in a bit of bother.
Absolutely. Jones put the pressure on in that round, but again, if you look at the back of Jones, he's got a red welt where those turning kicks have landed. But another, again, a good fight here, a technical fight and a close fight.
Yes, sir.
Nothing like having a little Jimmy in between rounds.
Checking out the Larry H. Miller replay here. And this is where Jones was able to get off and stagger Taylor and sensed it and immediately just went to work. And up against the cage, just rights and lefts going to town.
Again, still amateurs and learning, but that flurry, I think, got him that second round. Third and final round in a close fight. Who's going to take it? Who's going to step into the MMA cage for the $3,000 cash? Jones goes to the body immediately. Taylor's going to put it on in this round because he knows he has to. Leg kick by Jones. Oh, Jones came up with that overhand right and collects as well. Grazing.
Oh,
big left.
hand. And Taylor does not care one little bit.
No.
Wow.
And a great job kicking that front leg. Jones staying out of reach just enough. He's got that quickness, he can lean out of it. Taylor's done a good job being game. Coming in wide, that shot was blocked. Straight punches coming through by Jones. Again, a leg kick and that overhand right scores.
Taylor's starting to feel it, being very, very accurate with everything that he throws. Jones being very, very accurate with everything that he throws.
Oh, another big overhand right by Jones. Taylor's continuing to wade in because he knows he has to, and when he does, he took another uppercut.
Yeah, that's the problem with knowing that you have to pressure forward is you're open for the big counter.
About a minute left in this fight, maybe less. Call it 30 seconds. Taylor has been game in this fight. Straight jab scores for Taylor. Jones, again, comes back with the overhand right that scores, and then coming with the leg kick.
Jones just seems to be getting stronger as this fight moves on.
Yeah, maybe he's one of those knock the mouthpiece out right there. And both fighters are going for it right now. Taylor's continuing to press on without that mouthpiece. Jones goes downstairs. Last of the fight, boys. Got to throw it here. Jones scores with the jab, swings wildly with that right. That's it. Taylor had that mouthpiece knocked out by one of those quick punches. Lots of action, JR, in that 3 2-minute round fight.
Boy, the judges have earned their money tonight.
Yeah, they have.
Goodness.
Every fight has gone the distance so far. There's been some great action. The fans loved it.
I think we might finally see, here we go with the Larry H. Miller replay, and Jones just able to find the accuracy here, and a couple of times in that third round, just barely, but he did stagger Taylor a little bit. And Taylor just no backing down to that guy.
No, he just kept coming forward.
So impressed by his ability to walk through anything that seems to be in his way.
You know, the one thing you look at, JR, if you're scoring is who was in trouble in this fight. I thought twice Taylor was in trouble, certainly in the second round for sure.
I think so as well. So we'll see if it's the way that you and I are seeing things. Maybe we'll see our first blue corner
victory.
win of the night.
Yeah. And I tell you what, if it is, it sets up one hell of a final round in MMA. Jacobi Jones is 4-1. That's a specialty.
Ladies and gentlemen, at the end of 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecard for a decision. All 3 judges at ringside scored about 30-27. Declaring a winner by unanimous decision, and moving on to our finals for the King of Sparta, Jacobi Big Toe Jones.
Good fight. Jacobi Jones comes up with a victory. It'll be the 1 in the 3 seed. I called him kind of a dark horse, but 3 seed's really not a dark horse.
Yeah, and take it up to Bailey winners, get a little post-fight interview, but congratulations to Mr. Jones. Moving on in the tournament, setting up grappler versus
Congratulations on your 2nd win of the night. You fought 2 hard battles. How do you feel going into the 3rd one tonight?
Oh, I feel great. Now it's my time. You know, he ain't getting off the ground. I'll tell you that.
You faced a lot of strong strikers. We've seen some really technical fights tonight. The next fight's going to be MMA. What do you expect to see? More striking, or do you plan to take it to the ground?
Well, you know, this is my first time ever doing a boxing competition and a kickboxing competition, so I'm glad that I really got to show out my striking. But everybody who's a fan of me knows what's about to happen next. So.
You look really comfortable in both of your fights. You have a tough opponent coming up in Eric Adams. What's your strategy? What's your game plan?
It's still the same. Everything, you know, leave it in the cage. So we're ready to go.
Congratulations. Good luck next round.